welcome back to Trenette Talks. It's your girl, Michelle. Grab your coffee cups. Take a seat, y'all, because your girl is stressed. So let me tell you, tomorrow makes a full week. Actually, well, yeah, it makes 5 days since I've been working at the post office. And y'all, when I tell y'all it's been so stressful, I started on Monday. I did orientation. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've been at the post office. I work tomorrow, which is Friday. Today is January 8th, by the way, Thursday, January 8th. So tomorrow is Friday. I work Saturday and I'm off Sunday. And she said this is the only time I will ever be off on a Sunday. She said I cannot be off on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. So with that, my schedule has been 4 a.m. 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. Your girl has been stressed because I'm going from working 8 to 5, 7 to 4, to 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I don't really see them adjusting my schedule because I need help with my child, because this place already does not have a lot of workers. So I'm literally going to be stuck with this shift. Like, it's not bad whenever I get off, but the problem is getting my child to daycare. So I have been waking up at 1:30, 2 in the morning to hurry up and get ready, get my child up and ready, and bring him to my sister's house for 3 o'clock so I can make it to work for 4 o'clock every single morning. And it's only been 3 days so far, and it feels like it's been a whole month. Like, it's been so stressful. So yesterday, I reached out to my ex's grandma and I reached out to his brother because I really need help. Like, everything cannot be on me as a mother to figure all this out when he's his father, and he gets to go to work as he pleases. He gets to go home as he pleases and has no child responsibility whatsoever. So I reached out to the grandma first, and I'm going to read you what I told her. And the grandma truly did make me mad, because she would be the main one that was always talking about my ex in a bad way and saying that she knows that he's not a good person and stuff like that. It seems like to me that he's giving her something, or like she's benefiting from him right now. So she's going to do whatever he wants. And that's sad, because this is not just about me. It's about our child. Okay, so let me read you the messages. I said, "Hey, Mama, I just got off and have to be back again at 4 tomorrow. Will you be able to get him tonight when you get off? And maybe Geronimo can bring him to daycare or something. I don't know his schedule, but it's time for him to start stepping up for Micah. I'm not holding him back from his son at all, and I need the help." That was Tuesday. And she said, today's Thursday. She said, "Hey, my love, I'm not going to be able to keep him. I'm sorry, but I'm in so much pain with my foot and my ankle. I can't hardly walk. So-and-so by the house this morning, and I was crying, and he called my doctor to let them," but basically saying she can't help with my son. So I said, "Okay, hope you feel better." Yesterday, I tried again. "Hey, Mama, are you feeling better and up to helping with Micah? Any day will honestly help. They have me working 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day, and we only get one off day a week. If this is too much for you, can you please coordinate with Geronimo to see if he can get Micah on his off days, or at least meet my sister with him to bring him to daycare when he gets off?" She said, "No, I've been in pain all day trying now to get up to go to work. Geronimo's bringing me back to the doctor in the morning. Got to get an MRI done right now. I can't hardly walk." I did text Geronimo, and he sent the paper that Micah in a restraining order. We say he's not going to allow himself to get in trouble, but God knows he wouldn't mind helping out, and I understand him with that, because he said he do miss for seeing his baby, but he have to obey the law until whatever decision be made. But right now, my girl, Mama in bad shape with her leg and heel right now. Girl, since when does he obey the law? He has broken so many laws. He wake up and break a law. Him being a cop don't mean nothing. So who are you to tell me that, like, y'all go do what's best for him and not see my child? First of all, I'm going to calm myself down, because clearly y'all cannot read. This is the third time I have filed a restraining order on this man. The first time, my child was protected because I didn't want him to snatch my child and take him from me like he has done previously. But after I dropped that one, I learned that I can just get temporary custody instead of having my child protected so he can still see his child, okay? So I sent her a picture of the protective order because I'm gonna teach you something. Because I don't know what he showed you and I don't know what you read, but I'm gonna show you what I have. I said, Mamon, Micah is not in it. I'm tired of him using that as an excuse. All the judge did was give me custody of Micah. That is it. And I sent her a picture, zoomed in, of the protective order where it says this court grants temporary custody. It's in all caps of the following child or alleged incompetent to the petitioner, Micah Williams, with his birthday and that he's my son. And the judge initialed by it. All it says is temporary custody. It don't say nothing that he is restricted from seeing his son. It's just that I have custody, so he cannot withhold my son from me. That's it. Anyway, I said, this says nothing about him not being able to see Micah. It says I have temporary custody of him. That is it. And I sent her another picture of the front of a protective order. And it has my name. And I said, if Jeremiah could not see Micah, Micah's name will be right under mine. It's just my name. I didn't put my baby's name under protected persons. I did not. So, and she left me on red because miss me with that. Y'all know y'all wrong and y'all bogus as hell because y'all acting like y'all can't watch my child, but I bet you stuck at the house with his child when he go to work. So where the child at that point in time? Don't act like you don't have Junior. Like, let's not do that. So that made me mad. So I text his brother. At the same time I texted grandma. I said, hey, I don't know where we stand, but I need help with Micah on weekends if you can. I started working at the post office and they have us working 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day. So I'm not sure if you would want to keep Micah all weekend or what, but I do need the help. I said, if you could talk to your brother to see if he can help with Micah too, that would be great. He can meet my sister with him in the morning and bring him to daycare for me when he gets off of work during the week. He said, hey, we cool. I don't know where you stand with me, but I'm cool. I don't have no bad blood or ill feelings towards you. I never did. And I don't mind helping out. I can get him this weekend. And so he put a bunch of spaces and he told me what Geronimo said. So Geronimo said, I don't mind helping with Micah at all. That's my son. But when it comes to you putting me on child support, and I know I do for my child, and I'm willing to still pay for his daycare, I don't mind helping with Micah because that's my child. But don't expect nothing when you put me on child support. And you still expecting me to sing you something when it's not cause for it to do that. But I'm willing to keep my baby. And he said that's what Geronimo said. And also he can't get him, Michelle, if Micah in the order too, he not trying to get himself in no trouble. First of all, who the hell mentioned anything about child support? What I mentioned was getting our child and helping me with him. I mentioned something that's custody worth. I didn't mention nothing about child support. Y'all, I ain't trying to get loud, but like this really irks my nerves because he do this every time. Like he know how to read. You a cop. This your third time dealing with an order with me. You know that says temporary custody and it says nothing about you can't see Micah. It don't say nothing about that. So stop using that as an excuse for you to play victim and go run around tell everybody that I'm just keeping our child from you when you know I'm not. Like I seen this all the time on TikTok and on TV and stuff like that, but I never thought this would be my life. But let me continue. I said Micah is not in the order SMH and he hasn't helped me with him either with daycare. I'm behind by $600. And he said, okay, cool. I don't mind getting Micah at all. And he thinks it's in it that he can't see him. I said he knows Micah isn't in it at all. All the judge did was give me custody of him. But thank you for helping with him this week, and I appreciate it. I guess let me know when he can help too during the week. We have court for custody on the 27th. It has nothing to do with child support. He said, okay, cool, and you're welcome. I'm going to let him know. And I asked what time to bring him on Friday. He said after 3, yada, yada, yada. And I said, and tell him I did file for child support, but if he consistently helps me with daycare and not just when he in a good mood, then I'll drop it. Anytime be great. I am too behind on daycare. He knows it's $175 a week, so if he covers that for me every week, then I'll drop it. So I'm not dropping shit. That was me trying to call his bluff and to see if he really go send me some shit or at least be consistent with it. But I know he's not because he the type, he only go do something for you if it benefits him. And that's sad as hell, because this coming to his child and daycare. You get to get your paychecks, spend it on hoes, spend it on Jordans, spend it on whatever the fuck you want. But don't, and your bills. I'm going to admit you have bills, but you don't spend nothing on your children. Nothing. 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 But I'm going to continue. I did tell him. He said he can do 180 every 2 weeks, Shelly. And I said, we'll see. And then this morning, he said, he also said, if you want to do the 180, let me know so he can start paying. And he also said he can start buying diapers and wipes every 2 weeks. Also, he said, when you want him to start getting Micah, he said, let me know the dates and stuff so I can let him know. I said 180 is fine, and Monday morning, whenever he works overnight, I'll need him to get Micah for my sister and bring him to daycare, and yes, to diapers and wipes. He said, okay, I'm finna let him know. So he said, Shell, he asked him where is him and your sister meeting up at, because he not going to St. Francisville, and he was also asking, and he said, I don't think it's a good idea to me, but he asked, can his lady friend get him from your sister tomorrow while he sits in the car? And I told him I don't think he should do that because I don't want no confusion. But I don't know, Shell, it's up to you though. That's why I'm asking, because I don't want no confusion, and something like that can bring confusion. Y'all, we have not been broken up a full month yet. I left him on December 10th. As I record this, it is January 8th. So he just wanted it to be known that he has a girlfriend. I don't care. You put me through hell since 2023. You put me through hell. You have ruined my entire life. You got me kicked out the army. You got me in debt with my school because I kept missing classes and failing. So now I'm in debt with my school. I can't finish school when I'm supposed to graduate 2 years ago until I pay them $3,000. You got me with a child whom I love, but you have me taking care of him on my own while you do what you want with your life. And you think I care you got a girlfriend? She finna get it worse. We already know you can't be alone because you hate yourself. So I don't care. That didn't bother me one bit. But he just thought that was gonna piss me off, and he think he all that. So he had to make it known he got a girlfriend. Nobody gives a fuck. But no female that I don't know is not gonna be picking up my child from custody. No. And that's why I'm putting it in my custody order that no significant other is to do custody exchanges on either party. So miss me with that. Like, miss me with that for real. So I said, she said by the bridge, like he's going to the jail. And no, I don't want his girlfriend picking up my son. He said, okay, I respect that. I'm going to let him know. And I said, he needs to let me know when he's off too, so he can get Micah overnight and bring him to daycare. That would be easier. I wouldn't feel comfortable with his girlfriend around Micah, especially overnight, until I met her. All of this would be set up in court. And he said, Jeremiah said, I'm not doing all of that. For all that, we can set up the meet spot at one of the police departments where there are cameras. Parent Street Police Department, that's 50-50. He said he off and he have Junior. I'm trying my best, Shelly. I really am, I promise. So my hometown is New Roads, and he works in New Roads. So you telling me my sister got to get up and meet you at your job at 6 in the morning when she already getting my child for 3 in the morning? No, that's not how that's finna work. When you just sitting there and waiting, and you can come meet her, you in a government vehicle. You don't pay for gas, so you can drive and go get my child from her so she can fucking rest and take care of her kids. But I digress. I said, he's so annoying. I'm trying. He's obviously not. He said, I know I'm trying too. I said, he just needs to let me know when he's off so he can get Micah and bring him to daycare. He doesn't have to worry about meeting my sister. The rest will be addressed in court since he wants to be complicated. He said, okay. And he said he's getting ready for the academy. He'll have to let you know. And I understand everything else will be addressed in court. I said, okay. 1 second he want to help. The next he have a million excuses. This is how I know he truly does not care about Micah. Because how do we go from you want to see your child, you miss your child, you don't mind helping because that's your child, and now you switching up, you not doing all that? Like, I just truly don't understand. And it's like, I do, because I've learned him as a person, and I know why he forcibly gets the women he's with pregnant. But it's not the child's fault. that all this is happening. It's not the child's fault that you're the way you are. It's not my fault that you're the way you are. And to make your child suffer just at the expense of making sure that I'm the one that's stressed out and I have to make ends meet on my own, that's not right. And the way I see it is, God's going to handle him. God truly is going to handle him for all that he is doing to me in regards to our child, because it takes two to make a child, not just one. So it's not fair that you get to live your life how you want and I have to stress and go through all these hoops and logistics just to get childcare. That's not right. But me and my sister talked about it, and she suggested that I start sleeping at her house whenever I have work the next morning. That way I won't have to get up as early and wake Mike up. And I said that makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to start that at the end of the weekend on Sunday. And that way I'll just be able to be at her house, wake up, go to work, and Micah will hopefully still be asleep. So it's all working out. And this is just teaching me that for the rest of my life, dealing with him, he's going to be complicated for the rest of my life, because he holds bitterness. Like, a lot of people talk about bitter baby mamas all the time, but nobody ever talks about a bitter baby daddy. Like, I have plenty of reasons to be bitter, but I don't. I think about my child. I think about how it would affect him not having his father in. Well, at this point, he might be better off. But I think about how him not at least being around his dad and having the choice of him for himself if he wants to see his father or not. I want to give my child that choice. I don't want to restrict my child from his father because I think that he's not a decent father. I don't think that he's a good role model for our child. That's not up to me. I'm gonna leave it up to my child, because one thing is for sure, I am a damn good mom. That's one thing. So my child will never have to worry about if I love him, if I didn't want to take care of him. He's never going to feel like he's not wanted by me, because I love my child. He is the light of my life. Everything I'm doing right now in my life is so he can have a better life than what I had. So it will be no question about whether I love my child or not, or whether, I'm doing everything for him. There's no question. But as for his father, I don't have to say anything. I'm not going to talk bad about him around my child. I'm not going to do none of that. I'm not going to try to plant seeds in his mind of who his father is. He's going to see. He's going to learn. Like, that's inevitable for him to see who his father truly is. So I'm not going to fight it. I'm really not. I'm just doing what I can as a mother to make sure that he has a good and stable life. So I think everything is going to work out. Honestly, like, I just need to stop stressing about it so much. But it's just the fact that you just said that you were going to help me because that's your child. And then once I set boundaries and you didn't get your way, now you flipping the script. Because you're not driving 20, 30 minutes out to St. Francisville to go get my baby from my sister's house, because that's what you don't want to do. You're not thinking about your child. You're not thinking about how we have to get up with him at 1, 2 in the morning so I can drive 30 minutes out to my sister's house so I can be on time for work. You don't care about none of that, because none of that concerns you. So you're going to make sure it's harder for everybody else so you can have what you want? No. So that's why I can't wait for custody court. I mean, I'm counting down the days, because it's not fair to me that he's doing this. And he thinks I'm the type to just let it be. He should know by now I'm not. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to bow down to what you want just so things can be mutual and calm. No. If me setting boundaries for myself and for my child is going to have you in an uproar, oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. You're not finna get by in life and just do things your way and think everything will be cool. No, I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that at all. But it's okay. It is okay. Things is working out, and God is constantly showing me that he has my back, and he's showing me that he sees what Geronimo is doing, and he's not getting away with it. So that's why I'm going to have my day in custody court. That's why I'm going to have my day in child support court, because you're showing me that you're not going to do what you said you're going to do. And you've been showing me that since 2023. So it's fine. It's fine. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm going to keep documenting, because all these messages where you're being complicated and I'm obviously trying to still work with you and you're still not working with me, it will be shown to the judge. Every message I just read, it will be shown to the judge on the 27th. So clock that. But all right, guys, that's all I have for today. I will see you guys on next Monday. If you like what you're hearing, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm on YouTube, Trenette TV, and I'm on Spotify if you're listening on either. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys next Monday. Bye.
I used to think the glow was makeup, something I had to earn, but it's water in the morning and letting my body learn. This clean skin, soft light, this rest that shows in my eyes. This is how I hold my shoulders when I stop living rushed. I don't chase it,